like a dum-dum, not one trying to mess me about no one. Intellect's not a threat, I'm just one step ahead, I just move triple threat. You think I don't see that you're being sly? I see you running just to steal my shine. You're acting stanky lately, it ain't fine. And did you ever wanna see me rise? You're acting sometimes for the night. Patience is running out of time. Pretty soon I won't give a damn, but seems you'll be fine with that. I go for mine, I got to shine. So I'ma put my hands up in the skies. I go for mine, I got to shine. And you got me wondering, but if this is real, real love, real love, real love. This is convenient, convenient. Ain't gonna be here for convenience. This is real. You wanna call me your bestie, acting real messy when you don't do the you're supposed to do. I got rattled that bitches that tell me the real but really, did you truly have my back on? Or am I just a standby when you need someone? And now you got me doubting this thing. So do you even kinda really care? Oh no, you're acting sometimes the night. Patience is running out of time. Pretty soon I will give a damn, but seems you'll be fine with that. I go for mine, I got to shine. So I'ma put my hands up in the skies. I go for mine, I got to shine. And you got me wondering, but if this is real, real love, real love, real love. This is convenient, and sometimes ain't gonna be here for convenience. This is real.
On May 8th, vote for Yvanka Hall. Vote for experience and not endorsements. Vote for qualifications and not relationships. Vote for trust and not loyalty, because loyalty is deceiving. On May 8th, vote for Yvanka Hall. Trusted, experienced, and qualified. Vote for Yvanka Hall, Ohio State Representative for District 12.
Vote for Hall. Vote for Hall. Vote for Hall. Vote for Hall.
Paid for by the Friends of Yvanka Hall.
You're listening to Elevations Radio, your station for uplifting lifestyle and wellness talk radio.
Views expressed on shows are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other advertisers. Use of these shows and all services provided therein are for personal use only. The Elevations Radio Network holds no responsibility for the validity or accuracy of information on these shows.
Hey fam, welcome to the Let's Be Real show with Greg Bam Reaves here on elevationsradio.com, where we have the best indie music you'll find online. I am your host, Greg Bam Reaves, and I have a very exciting show lined up tonight. we're going to introduce you to the hosts of all the shows on elevationsradio.com. And if you want to advertise with us or sponsor a show, hit us up at elevationsradio.com in the contact us section. I'm a little bit distracted because one of my guests brought in some turkey meatball sandwiches, and I'm I'm a little bit distracted. So anyway,
don't be distracted.
No, it's a great thing. Look, I'm gonna give one positive black news story first because I really want to get to our guest, but I always got to go to some positive. This is my positive black news for today. Wrongfully arrested Starbucks patrons Rashawn Nelson and Dante Robinson settled with Philadelphia for $2 in exchange for a $200,000 fund for young entrepreneurs. So according to NBCnews.com, Rashawn Nelson, 23, and Dante Robinson, 23, the two men whose arrest at Starbucks last month set off a wave of protest against the Coffee Corporation for discrimination, have reached a settlement with the city of Philadelphia, the mayor's office stated today. They will each be paid a symbolic $1 and release the city and employees of all claims in exchange for the creation of a $200,000 fund that, through the help of a nonprofit organization, will assist young entrepreneurs in Philadelphia. Robinson and Nelson are to serve on the committee that will establish and award the grant, which will focus on starting a pilot curriculum for public high school students to attain the skills to become business owners. I think that is great. I hate that it took that for something like that to happen, but I think that is great. I think it's about time we start looking at educating our young people on being business owners rather than trying to get skills to work a job for 20 years when a lot of those jobs don't exist anymore. So anyway, that's my positive black news for today. And I'm just going to get into it. My first guest today has a show called, no, hold on. I'm going to get everything right today. No mistakes today. This is called Reclaiming Our Health. She hosts with Gerald Solomon. It comes on Sundays at 4:30. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Yavanka Hall.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for coming. And Yavanka Hall is not just a host of a show on elevationsradio.com. She's also running for Ohio State Representative of District 12 primary this Tuesday.
Vote, y'all. Vote.
Right.
And do not vote the ticket.
Yeah,
do not vote the ticket.
Yeah, I ask people that all the time, research and find out who these candidates are. Don't just vote for everybody on the pamphlet they hand you when you're going into the voting booth. And could you please explain to my audience why it's so important to vote in the primary?
Wow. So it's important for us to vote because when we're talking about our governor for this primary, we're talking about our senators, we're talking about our state representatives. So these people are the people who are responsible for making sure that the voter's voice goes to the state house and comes back to the community in the form of policy. So you want to make sure that policies, that our policymakers are people who have the best interests and knowledge base of the community at heart. So that when they go to Columbus, when they come back, that they have truly represented us well.
Right. And
Robin gets mad when I do that.
And for those that don't know, what is the responsibilities of, well, you kind of just explained it. This thing, right? Yeah.
I just did
No, because, I've had a couple of politicians on, and a lot of people don't know exactly what
They
their
can't explain what
responsibilities
they
are.
do.
Yeah, well, that too.
Because they ain't doing it. That's why.
Right.
Yeah, you can't explain what you ain't doing.
And even though we're in Cleveland, Ohio, primaries are going on all over the country, maybe around the world. I don't know. They might be in
The country.
yeah, definitely around the country, but maybe Bolivia or Belgium. Maybe, I don't know. Call in and tell me, are y'all voting over there too? Matter of fact, the phone lines are open at 440-252-0518. 440-252-0518. Now, Ms. Hall, tell me about your show. What is your show about?
Oh, wow. So I run the Northeast Ohio Black Health Coalition, which is the first coalition in the state of Ohio to focus on African American health disparities. And so we wanted to create a show to talk about wellness issues, but not just health and wellness, but to talk about the impact of whether it's policy wellness, so we talk about education, employment, housing, and health. And so we talk about policies too, because when we don't have the right legislators, then the policies that are created don't benefit us when we're talking about health. Like we have a number of people who are running for office, such as myself, that are talking about universal health care. They're talking about gun reform. And so for the show, we talk about all of those pieces, but we're not a political show.
Right.
So we are a show that talks about how those things impact people's general health. And so it's important for us to understand that health isn't just what you eat. Health isn't what you drink. Health is everything that impacts you disproportionately. So it can be how you live. It's reclaiming our health time.
On Elevations Radio every Sunday from 4:30 to 5:30. Sorry to crash y'all show and y'all deal, but it's me, the co-host of I guess Reclaiming Our Health on Sunday and Bub and Wax on Sports on Saturday.
Wait a minute. We're going to get the Bub and Wax later. Right now,
you don't Reclaiming Our Health.
Glad to hear from you, my brother.
I mean, Reclaiming Our Health is, it is a health-driven show. That gets information about health issues for African Americans, and not only for African Americans, for anybody who tunes in and who listens. We in the middle of like you guys had already talked about, a campaign for Ms. Hall running for District 12 state representative. Even that has relevance on what we talk about on Reclaiming Our Health, because downstate, our state representative, they're to represent us on all issues, whether it's Lake Erie, whether it's why we can't get adequate supermarkets in our communities and our districts. We talk about everything on this show, and we got a good show. We got a real good show.
And for those,
and all you people that's listening is 440-252-0518. You can call into any of the shows on Elevations Radio, because it's the best radio on the internet.
That's right.
And I'll speak from experience.
For those that don't know that, this is Gerald Solomon speaking, the other half of
Reclaiming Our Health.
Right.
Yeah, we love it. Sundays, look forward to it every Sunday. We have great guests. We have great music in between. We just have great everything. My co-host is about to be probably be leaving me because she's gonna be in Columbus.
I was just about to get to that. I was about to say, after you win, would you still show up every now and then to be our guest?
Oh, definitely. And we actually had co-host stand in for me the other last week.
Yeah, I could be the
right.
I can be the political person then,
right?
To talk about the things that are going on downstate.
I'm gonna see if Dorian wanna take your spot.
Yeah.
They already. We already.
See, they trying to get rid of me already. I already said that 2 weeks ago.
We don't play here on Elevations Radio. We don't play. We keep it moving. We elevate people to state representative and keep it moving. That's what we do, right?
So yeah, we would definitely have another co-host. Dorian, Loretta. I mean, we have some phenomenal members of the Northeast Ohio Black Health Coalition. Dorian and Gerald, they would have an awesome time together. And what you want is you want the show to be, you want it to be informative. And so Gerald is a great mind. He knows his stuff. Dorian, phenomenal woman.
You know, we talk about that other guy,
Loretta, and I think that's important. Is we have the cream of la creme,
right?
So we have some great people who are able to talk around health and wellness and how it impacts the community.
Now, real quick, I want to ask you, what is District 12 for those of us in Cleveland? What does areas does that cover?
Bedford Heights, Maple Heights, Warrensville, Highland Hills, North Randall, Pepper Pike, Orange, Mayfield, and Cleveland Ward 1.
There you go. Oh, I got another caller.
I'll be working the polls on Ward 1. I'll be working Ward 1 on Tuesday.
Okay.
Come on out,
I'll see you out there.
voters, and vote.
There you go.
And we have Souls to the Poll on Sunday too.
What is that?
Souls to the Poll is where we encourage people, all the churches and community members, to come out to the Board of Elections on 30th Street and come out and vote between 1 and 5 p.m. So I'll be out there. I think Gerald will be out there. I know Yvonne will be out there. So we'll actually have a presence out there. And we have some people that are coming from Washington and Wisconsin that are coming here to Cleveland to help us out.
That's great. That's great.
Tell Gerald to call back.
Gerald,
We got another call.
we got another caller. Can you call back in a little bit? Because we got to get into the Bub and Wax show.
I sure will.
Thank you, sir.
I sure will.
Thank you. Caller, go ahead.
Hello. Hey, beautiful people. It's Nikki.
Hey, how you doing? Nanika, no, I'm sorry. I always butcher your name. I mentioned your show.
It's okay.
On my show. I got it now, Nanika. Right?
Nanika. That's
Nanika.
it.
And Nanika is the host of Just One Hot Mom, Friday nights at 7, from 7 to 8. And Nanika, tell us about your show.
Yes, sir. Okay, so my name is Nanika Ansari, and I'm the host of Just One Hot Mom. And we are a show that brings you all that fire, that flavor, that heat, that passion for every mom in the neighborhood. So we tell all the stories that moms need, well, basically that families need to enrich and elevate their lives. We go out into the neighborhood, and we find the people that are in your neighborhood doing amazing things. We bring them on the show so that you know that not only are the people in your neighborhood amazing, but you can do amazing things too. So that's basically what the show is about.
Okay, I was going to ask you, because of the title, One Hot Mom, I'm like, is it inclusive of women who are not moms? Will they get some out of this show?
So it's everybody.
Right.
So what happened was, as I was going to select a name, and I wanted to use One Hot Mom, but when I got there, that was taken. So
really?
I used just One Hot Mom, but I felt like, yeah, Hot Mom, and hot spelled in so many different ways was taken, like Haute, HAWT, like. So then I was like, well, it's just me. And I was like, oh, just one hot mom. But I tell people when I talk to them, I was like, it's not just moms. I just write and tell stories from my perspective.
Right.
Because I'm a mom. But the stories can be told from men and women and children, aunties, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers. I like to tell stories like, when I was little and growing up, sitting on my grandmother's porch, and we were
So my show, it sounds heavy, but there's a lot of laughter, a lot of encouragement. It's not a religious show, but there's a lot of spirit. The Lord's name is lifted up. My guests, some are living with chronic or terminal illnesses. Some are resources that come and talk about diet, health, and what have you.
Right.
But everything is based on trying to help everybody not exist, not survive, not just get by, but our word is live, capital L-I-V-E, exclamation point, and get them to live out loud. And that is the premise of the entire show.
And I will tell people, you might party and kick it on Friday night. This show is worth getting up Saturday morning to see. It really is. And I want to ask you this. What is the first step to accepting a new normal? Because, you get a diagnosis and it's like, it depends on who you are, obviously, but it could be like really crushing to find out, even for a person with something like diabetes. I'm not taking diabetes lightly because I have it. But I'm saying for some people, they know people that have it and they know they can live with it. For others, it's like, what? So what is the first step in accepting your new normal?
Everyone is different. But what I've learned through the years is acceptance is a process.
Right.
And very few people can get a diagnosis at 2 o'clock this afternoon and at 6 at dinner have totally accepted it.
Right, yeah.
And some people, and you can go in and out of acceptance. I'm okay with it today, and then tomorrow something happens, and I'm not.
Right.
And so there is no set way. I always encourage people in my ministry and on my show and whatever, let's talk about the feelings. Some people are taught, especially in the religious community, it's not okay to be afraid.
Right.
That's a lack of faith. And what I encourage is until you start getting in touch with the fear, identifying it, and then and looking at it, it's a process. It's just like a grieving process. Your life has changed. Some things you may not be able to do anymore. Your health may, your energy, whatever. And so with grieving, you can go from bargaining to acceptance to anger and back to, and it's the same thing with an illness. One day it's okay, God, I'm cool. And the next day, why?
Right, yeah.
So it's a process, and there is no wrong way to grow. I asked a lady once, she said it took her years to accept.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So I just encourage people, living with a long-term illness is lonely. It's a lonely proposition no matter how many people are around you because they still are not in your skin. And to wake up and have us on a Saturday, or even when the beauty of Elevations Radio is we are on 24/7.
That's right.
You can tune in. We have a schedule where you can see the shows. If you miss one, you'll be able to know when they're playing again.
Right.
And I think we're just the only show of its kind. We are the bomb. Okay?
I agree.
We just are.
We are.
I agree
100%. I agree.
If you don't, so you tune in on Saturday, but then like me, have it on your radio at night. The music is smooth.
Yeah.
The conversations are nice. When you can't sleep and you just want to be soothed, it's just, man, I get excited. I just
I don't blame you. Because I'll tell you, I talk about the music every week on my show, how great the music is, and it takes you on a journey. Because right now you might be listening to some smooth jazz, and a couple minutes later you listen to a little reggae. I mean, it just keeps you moving. It's all like smooth. I love the music on this radio station. Now,
during my show, we always have gospel, and the gospel that's played is smooth gospel. And Robin, our producer and owner, I always have to give her props.
Oh, yeah.
She's a young lady with a vision, with gifts and talents that just are amazing.
Yeah, I'm saving her for last.
Thank God. You have another call, don't you?
Yes, I do. Caller.
Okay.
Caller.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Who is? Oh no, is this who I think it is?
Hi, Ivanka.
Hey.
Hi.
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sade Bumpers, the Queen's
Carlissa,
Carlissa, right? the Queen's Journey show that comes on Sundays at 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Amen. Thank you so much for doing this. Like, I learned so much about the fellow co-hosts and radio show hosts on the show that I was not familiar with. And Ivanka, congratulations in advance.
That's right.
Just on taking that step, because that was very courageous of you. And I wishing you very well in the polls this upcoming week. So, and thank you for making sure that we are aware to not just vote the ballot,
right,
and actually educate ourselves, because that's something we as a people fail to do on a regular basis.
Thank you.
But absolutely. So I'm happy to be able to share. I'm Shade Carlissa, also known as the spiritual alchemist of Victory by Choice and the Sexy Magician, the host of the Queen's Journey on Elevations Radio, which comes on Sunday, as Greg said, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Queen's Journey is really just talking about life, love, and divinity and everything in between, celebrating who women are as queens. And yes, we do entertain men. I tell people all the time, you got to listen to the Queen's Journey, because we all came from a queen one way or the other. You didn't get here no other way. So it's for everybody. But it's since we are the most undervalued, undermined, and abused group of women, especially minority women, it is important for them to recognize their power and their truth as God created them to be. And so that's what we like to talk about. But we discuss all kinds of things on the show. So thank you for letting me share a little bit about me and the show on your show, Greg.
Thank you for being a part of it. I got a couple questions for you. First of all, what is a sexy magician?
Oh, that's the best question ever. Yes. Okay, so a sexy magician is basically someone who is aware of their ability to create the lifestyle of their choice and create an abundance experience within life as they choose to. So the magician part comes from me creating a life that is so magical that it's almost like it's illusionary. And the sexy part is just because I'm flat out sexy, and everybody should be. So you have to, thank you, Greg. But I really celebrate the importance of recognizing who you are. You know, to be a woman and celebrate your femininity and just celebrate that third energy of creation. So the sexy magician is just someone that creates the magical life that they choose to live.
Okay, I got another.
I'm sure there's a lot of magicians out there.
Right. I got another question for you. The first thought I had was black girl magic. But,
Absolutely.
So when you have someone who's a devout, whatever, Christian, Muslim, whatever, and you know the thoughts they have about horoscope and all that, how do you get them to? Because they're still going to be curious. How do you get them to accept or integrate both in their life? Like, this is not a sin, what I'm telling you right now. This is just how do you do that?
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? So it's important for people to understand that, and this is kind of with anything, whenever you're addressed with something that makes you feel like, okay, you are adverse to this topic, or maybe you're opposed to this frame of thought or theory, it's just having simple acceptance and tolerance of self. So I don't try to convince anyone of anything.
Right.
I will teach people if they're willing to learn and listen. But I am somebody who is of Christ consciousness. And so when it comes to Christ consciousness, these are the things that he practiced in the times that people are not aware of. So people who even know the Bible know that they talked about Christ to age about 12, 13, and then he didn't reappear until 30. And in that in-between time, he really had to learn and discover who he was.
Right.
And it was connecting to the God within. So a lot of times I don't do a whole lot of convincing, because that would be like me trying to convince you of how to accept me. So I know what my truth is, and I respect what somebody else's truth is. So I never try to kind of, sway people. I embrace differences, and I celebrate the fact that if you know who you are, your truth remains constant no matter what you're up against. So my truth, when it comes to astrology, when it comes to divinity, when it comes to Reiki, when it comes to wellness and healing, my truth cannot be shifted or altered based on anybody else's opinion, position, or situation.
You tell it, girl.
There you go.
I'm just saying, but that's the beauty of God, though. So that's my God within. That's my divinity. That's a connection to my truth and who I am. And so I share that so that people can embody that just the same. Like if you are a devout Muslim, Christian, anything, I expect you to go hard for your truth.
Right.
Period. Not to always shift and sway based on what somebody else believes. I go hard for my truth. So it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. This is between me and God, and you can never be the God that I serve. So it's important that people embrace what it is to have a sense of self and a sense of self-discovery, and that's what I teach, knowing who you are. And that's kind of, I hope that answers the question.
That was a great answer. That was a great answer.
Hands in the air.
Right. Phone lines open at 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. I need Wax to call back so we can talk about the Bub and Wax show. But, Miss Bumpers, one more question.
Yes.
I'm asking everyone.
Yes.
Reveal something about yourself on my show that you haven't revealed about yourself on your show.
I don't really like large groups of people. Nor do I like video.
Really?
Absolutely. And people can watch this show, and I'm very animated and passionate as an individual. I like to be around like-minded people, and people that are not like-minded frustrate my soul, so I tend to stay away.
Right.
So I guess there's a misconception about, because I am quote-unquote charming or warm. I am warm, but I'm not as friendly as it looks on the outside. So,
oh, man.
It's the truth. I mean, I'm just being honest.
I actually heard that.
Because I'm very fixed in my ways. And so I don't really share. People who know me, and I think people who watch my show know my character and know that that's genuine. Doesn't mean I'm a mean person. I'm just very honest. So I respect my space and I respect my energy and the people around me. So large groups, I don't do that well in, and I really do not like video at all.
What is that? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I got a couple calls. Hold on one second. Okay. So Darnella then. Hey, I'm talking it over with the boss over here. Thank you so much, Sade, for calling in once again. Wait a minute.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, they might have a question for you. Hold on. Darnella.
Oh, okay.
Darnella, are you there?
No, you didn't ask. Yep, you didn't ask me the question of what is there to something that nobody knows about.
I was just about to get to that when she told me Sade was calling it. So now,
They can go back to work then.
yeah, Sade, you go back to work. But once again,
Bye.
hold on before you go. Once again, it's Queen's Journey, Sunday, 7:30 to 8:30, and your website is
Victory by Choice, JourneyToQueendom.com, and also BBC Spiritual Healing. You can also find me on IG at Sade_Speak, as well as Inspire Me BBC, and I'm always on Facebook as Sade Carlissa Bumpers, the Sexy Magician.
Thank you so much, dear.
Okay.
All right, now.
You guys have a great night. Love you guys.
Oh, you too.
Bye-bye.
Love you too.
Darnella,
Yes.
reveal something on my show about yourself that you haven't revealed about yourself on your show.
Well, as much as I smile, as much as I talk, I am an introverted extrovert. I'm able to smile and talk and be social, but I'm always looking for when I can make my exit.
Wow, this is really surprising to hear. I got one host that's shy, one that don't like people, and now you're saying you're looking for the first exit. You're like Snagglepuss. You're trying to get up out of here. Wow.
Yeah, I think because did I hear Robin say something?
Oh, she's laughing.
Well, I know for me.
I said
For
exit
me, it's
stage
because
left
I
even.
usually-
Right.
Yes. I share so much of me that I feel very vulnerable after the sharing. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
that's what it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
So go back to your show, but I just wanted to, call and say, because I wanted to be asked the same question.
Yeah. I was going to get to
And
you.
again,
We got cut off when Sade called.
I know. So anyway, I love you guys, all of you so much,
Love you
and
too.
I'm so glad to be a part of the team.
Love
Thank you
too.
so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is Wax back? You got Bub with you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm back. It's 41-35 Toronto.
Man, I didn't want to know that.
No.
That's okay. That's
Well, it's
okay.
only
6
in-
points.
It's
That ain't
only in
bad.
second quarter.
Yeah, that ain't bad. Do you have Bub with you?
No, he at home watching the game. He can't come over here and watch the game. I want to hear him. He can't come over here. I texted him and told him to call in. He cannot watch the game at my house. I talked to him this morning, and I don't want to even talk to him. I don't even want to talk to him till Saturday now. I don't want to see him till Saturday.
Okay,
He can
so
go. He's a nice guy. I love him.
right. For those of you who don't know, this is Gerald Solomon once again. He's on 2 shows on Elevations Radio. He's our James Brown, hardest working man on Elevations. He's got a sports talk show.
I can do that
on Saturdays from 4 to 5 called the Bub and Wax Show, where he and Bub goes over all kind of sports, local, national, international. I guess I don't know. Do y'all talk about soccer?
Yeah, we talk about soccer.
Okay,
World
but
Cup
I don't
this
know.
summer.
I don't know anything about it. That's why I was wondering. That's one of the questions I have for you, though, is do you find yourself watching a sporting event that you really don't like just to have the information for the show?
Well, I'll say this, and I don't know, you might be old enough to remember why World of Sports.
Oh, yeah. Every Saturday
The
afternoon.
thrill
Yeah.
of victory and the agony of defeat.
Right.
Well, and actually, we used to watch that because actually we were talking about the Kentucky Derby. I grew up around horse racing.
Right.
I played tennis forever, and I mean we never really played. Well, we did play the traditional sports: basketball, baseball, football, but and track and field. But I mean, I've experienced in my travels all different type of sports. I've come to love soccer.
Right.
And rugby. I mean, I talk about all type of sports. I mean, I golf. I do whatever it takes, And I'm the type of person I'd rather play it than watch it because the experience is different when you playing it. But I mean, I watch all type of sports.
But I mean, if it's like a big name boxing match, and there are 2 guys that you could care less about watching them box, will you watch it anyway, just so you can be prepared if somebody calls in about that on the show?
Well, I mean, if it's big name, say if it was like a Mayweather Pacquiao fight.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna want to watch
I
Mayweather.
probably wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I'll say, okay, I know what the outcome going to be, especially if it's Mayweather, Pacquiao, and they fighting for the 3rd time. I know what the outcome going to be. 2 people going to get a whole lot of money.
Right.
And it's not going to be a lot of action. So I would watch the undercard. I like the undercard because I watch Boxing Nation on TV on Saturdays, and I was watching boxing out of Britain the other day, out of the UK. And these guys was banging.
Yeah,
they was banging, and actually, I mean, and you can get 500 channels for $35 a month on that TV. At TV, you can watch soccer in Germany and boxing in Britain and basketball in the U.S. all on the same day.
That's right. Now I know. I don't know how many other people know that you are not a Cavs fan. You're a Celtics fan. But I bring that up because I want to know: is it hard to commentate with an unbiased opinion when you're doing your show? Like when you're talking about whatever sport it is, and you got your favorite team in every sport. Is it hard not to? To be unbiased?
No, not really. Because when we talk, it's about everybody has an opinion or a view.
Right. Yeah.
People had their favorite teams. We're located in Cleveland, and as you know, Cleveland sports have been something, something of a merry-go-round, a roller coaster, a demolition derby, all my life.
Right.
So, I mean, I tell people this: before the Cavs were born in 1970, I was a Celtics fan,
and I was a Lakers fan.
So, and I hate the Lakers too. And I used to live in L.A.
Yeah.
But, you know, just because we got a team, what am I supposed to do? Pack it in and don't like this team over here?
Right.
So, you know, and I take a beating all the time, but guess what? I always can say this. They was the first team to integrate in the NBA.
Yep.
They was the first team with an all-black starting lineup.
Yep.
They got more NBA titles than anybody. You know,
they
so
had the first
all the other stuff.
They had the first black head coach too, I believe.
Yeah.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's no sense in me. I don't really have to talk about it just based upon the fact that the numbers speak for themselves.
And it's funny too because it's funny because I was a Lakers fan because back when I was coming up, I looked at them as the black team and the Celtics as the white team. And the Lakers back then, they had Jerry West. I mean, they were full of white guys. And the Celtics were full of black. I don't know how that happened, but I looked at the Lakers as the black team and the Celtics as the white team. It's funny.
Yeah, well, the Lakers had Pat Riley, Jerry West, Gail Goodrich.
Right.
They had dudes, but guess what? The Celtics is the best team ever.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not going to go into that because, you know, people might start calling in call on our show.
No, they go
because they thinking I'm on the radio.
We gonna make sure they call in the Bub and Wax on Saturdays at 4:00.
Yeah, they can call in. I got something for them this Saturday. I got something for my co-host. I got something for them, and they either take it or they gonna just take it.
Okay, I got to ask you this question real quick because I got into everybody except for our illustrious producer. Reveal one thing about you that you haven't revealed on your show that people don't know.
Oh, God. I mean, I can say I'm an accomplished writer.
Okay. That's cool.
But I would just say, actually, I'm like the best hand dancer in the world.
Okay, see, we're going to have another show.
Yeah.
We're going to have another show with video because I just won a hand dance contest last summer. So we're going to have to see
are
about
you coming to the gala Saturday? We want you to come to the gala. You going to hand dance at the gala.
The thing is, I retired. I don't dance anymore.
Oh, you going to come out of retirement. Hold on.
I have people who will call in and reference how great of a hand dancer I am.
Me too.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
We got.
You know what? I think
from Chicago and bopping in New York, Cleveland, we hand dance and we do it better than anybody.
I think
Elevations Radio gonna have an event with some line dancing and some hand dancing.
That's right.
It is so.
I think when Ms. Hall wins state representative, we're gonna have a charity event. Where some of the proceeds will go toward whatever place she thinks it deserves to go to. And we go, hand dance, line dance,
Because we already know Robert Johnson, is on our team.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. The line dance king of Cleveland. Yeah. But thank you so much for calling in, my brother. You know what? I can't even do this. I'm going to have to have our producer have a whole show. No, we have to have it because
I said we're going to extend the show because
we can extend it. Oh yeah, you the boss. Yeah, we can extend it. I forgot who I was talking to. I'm thinking somebody will come in and lock the door, cut the lights off. That's you. You the one with the keys.
Okay. Well, she sweeps floors. She sweeps floors.
right.
Counseling sessions and does windows. It's magnificent.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave y'all with 51-45 Toronto. 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Oh, that's close. That's all we gotta do is hang around. We good. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Guys, y'all great.
That was Wax of Bub and Wax. Saturday afternoons at 4 on elevationsradio.com with sports talk to just regular guys talking about sports. You listen to them, it's just like you and your buddies, you in the barbershop, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a really cool show. I really enjoyed myself Saturday when I called in, and I'll be calling in again because when the Cavs, by the end, let's see, this is third. Well, they'll probably be playing their first game in Cleveland by then. Anyway, moving on. Last but definitely not least, the star of the show, the owner, the producer, the janitor, all that type of stuff, our illustrious producer, Robin Hill from Mind Healing Conversations. That is 6 o'clock Sunday evenings.
6 o'clock Sundays. It is a mental wellness show. And we talk about a variety of topics that help to improve your mental wellness, make you feel good. If anybody has any issues with mental health, they want to talk about mental health, you can submit those to the page, mindhealingconversations.com. And that can become a topic of the show. I have a segment called Coffee, Confection, Comments where I might do a little moment where I just explain something that if somebody has a question. Or sometimes I'll do like a topic that might be going on. Like I may talk about this little Kanye thing this week. We'll see.
Yeah,
because people are, and not so much necessarily Kanye, but everyone else's issue with, not wanting to accept what's going on with him because he's their griot, he's their storyteller. So they want to believe that there's nothing wrong. You can't. I don't follow wanderers. I don't follow fools. And so you have to understand when something's going wrong with someone to not follow that person because you can fall off a cliff following somebody. And you see the cognitive dissonance with the... See, I'm already doing a little segment right now. When you see the cognitive dissonance of the people who want to believe that there's nothing wrong with him. So you're taking little sound bits of something and saying, well, he's a free thinker. He's a free thinker. But right before that, he was exploding about his quote-unquote opiate addiction because he got liposuction because he wanted to be skinny because he didn't want to be fat on the thing because he wasn't saying he was fat. Who goes to the hospital with an opiate addiction of 2 pills a day and then come out with 7? No one does that. But you know what you do go to the hospital for and come out with pills? Psychotropic pills is what you come out with. But, but we don't want to believe. I want to talk about our condition.
Right.
We don't want to accept when something's going wrong with somebody else. And that's big in our community when we don't want to accept the mental health of somebody else. And so then we continue to perpetuate what's going on with somebody. And we keep trying to make sense of what's going on with somebody. And they're hurting themselves as well as others.
And young people, the young people that are looking at him, you know.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is he went and got lipo with the money. Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't know. And then I even wondered because I know, having had conversations with people who've been very, very ill, the question that I had was, did he really have the lipo, or is he talking about his mother?
Yeah, I thought about that yesterday too.
Well, the first thing I thought about was being involved with Kim, and she's had all type of procedures. Maybe she can. I don't know, because he's talking about being fat shamed. When did?
Right.
Anybody say anything about him being?
I've had many of conversations with people where I've, the whole movie A Beautiful Mind, where did the stuff really happen?
Right.
Because he's going off, and I'm like, when did you get lipo? That would have been in a tabloid somewhere.
Yeah.
But he went on this big rant. He went on this other rant about something else, and then he goes into but you take that one sound, but you say, but he's a free thinker. This is a whole thing.
Yeah,
I've had conversations with people who've been abducted by aliens. They probably are considered free thinkers too. He told me everything about where every little scalpel and everything was. When they pierced his eye and they probed him on the spaceship and everything. I've had plenty of conversations with people who could be considered free thinkers.
And he might have a multiple personality, and one of those personalities is his mother.
No, I don't know if it's
you know what I'm saying.
I don't want to diagnose because then somebody going to report me to the board. But I don't see the personalities, but I do see some very strong symptomology, and I posted about that. But my issue is when we don't want to accept it, and I see this in our community all the time. I see it with like you had described your uncle. When we don't want to accept what's going on with your uncle, and so like. You saw people in your comment laughing about the man in the chair rather than accepting the condition of the man in the chair. That's what we
even
do.
after I explained the condition,
they still
the man in the chair,
right? And they still want to because we don't want to accept the conditions because then to accept it means what? Anyway, that's Mind Healing Conversation. That's Mind Healing Conversation Sundays at 6 p.m.
That's right. I was about to say that's a piece of what you get on Sundays.
And I want to say, because I don't want to spend too much time on that, because we didn't really get to talk about Let's Be Real, but that's the gist of Let's Be Real too, because we talk a lot about the current events, and you bring on different people on your show. You get to interview them on your show, and to also plug just the station in itself. In the last month, we have been airing in Bulgaria, Kuwait, France, Germany, Canada, India, and the U.S. Those have been our top countries. We air all around the world on the radio station, elevationsradio.com. That does not include who all is watching us on Facebook Live. I just want all our listeners to see and know how widespread our audience is getting, because we do want to sell commercial airtime.
That's right.
And if you have e-commerce, if you have something to sell, this is a great platform to air your commercials as well. I know that no one can see me,
right?
Because I'm off to the side working the boards here. But I want everyone to know that this is a great platform with positive, uplifting radio. No trash talk, though we may talk about current events, but you can have every conversation without going into the gutter.
That's
so
right.
We are positive, uplifting, trying to stay current with all of our content. We talk about everything from health, community, from every angle. We are not one track with anything. So I just want everyone to know what we do here, and we are taking new shows. If you have a show idea, contact me. If you want to be a guest on any show, contact the hosts. I get a lot of people say, I want to be on your show. As you now see, we have several.
That's right.
So when people say, I want to be on your show, which show would you like? And then they just kind of back off. I think they think I'm being rude when I say that, and I'm not being rude. We have several shows, and I don't book anyone's show. I book mine. So contact the show host that you would like to be on, and you're welcome. Everyone's welcome at Elevations Radio.
And you can see by this show tonight that we have a variety of shows. I mean, we got a show, whatever that's on your mind, we got a show for it. If we don't, we might soon.
What I am looking for, I need someone who is interested in doing entertainment. I have a backlog, all the music that we play, indie artists. We play all indie artists, which we didn't take a break today and play anyone, but I'm going to play someone when we leave out. I would like all these artists interviewed, and we have other artists in the community that may not, we may not play their music, but they might want an interview. Some people are just musicians, but they don't have their own music.
Right.
They would like to be interviewed. We have a lot of people in the community, and we need an entertainment show. So that is what we are really looking to do. A lot of people are very focused on doing a community talk, which is great. But, we have music, and we need it. Right. That is a specific stream. So if somebody listening and watching wants to interview musicians and all these, and we have, literally artists from all around the world whose music we play here. I personally seek out the music. I don't just take an open call for music because I just don't want anything. Right. I do get sometimes anything sent to me, and I unfortunately don't play it. Just, But I would like to have these people interviewed, whether it's a pre-recorded interview. Some of them might need to be like the people from England and whatnot. But oh
wow, that would be great.
That's the show that I need. So I'm just putting that out there for those who might have ideas. We don't all just have to be someone that has a certain message or whatever. Some people might just want to give it a try at the microphone. Well, contact me.
That's right. And please, people, stop asking me where to watch Elevations Radio.
And yes, comedy.
Comedy. It is elevationsradio.com. Of course, you can see us if you're on Facebook. We have an Elevations Radio Facebook page, and you can see us because we're live during all the shows. But for people that aren't on social media, you can't watch it. Listen, it's radio.
It's radio. Okay? It's radio.
It really is radio. Real quick, I am the host of Let's Be Real. Let's Be Real show is a little bit of everything. It's like a smorgasbord of what's going on in society in our neighborhood. I've had some models, comedians, rappers, politicians, whoever, things that are trending right now. We try to do a little bit of everything. Try to be a little entertaining and educational at the same time, but always elevating, uplifting. And I'm Thursdays from 6 to 7. I know some of you in the Cleveland area are watching the Cavs right now. NBA hated on me today, but that's okay because we like she said before, we are around the world. So that's a little bit about my show.
Oh, to answer your question, did you answer the question already? Oh, you already answered the question.
Yeah.
The question:
reveal something about yourself
that other people don't know.
That other people don't know that you haven't revealed on your show.
That I haven't revealed on my show.
Yeah.
Because I'm a professional. I'm a therapist.
Right.
Like I have a potty mouth.
Yeah.
Is that something I don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. That's something you don't know.
Yeah.
People who know me know.
I'm about to say, if you're her friend on Facebook, you might not hear the potty mouth, but you kind of tell.
It's
there. Is there?
We got a caller. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
We got a caller.
Caller?
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
I ain't hit it right. My hands are low.
Okay.
Okay, we lost him. Call back because we about to go in like 2 minutes or so.
The one thing I can reveal about myself that I haven't revealed yet on this show. Oh, you know what? Actually, I did. I was about to say I don't eat greens.
Yeah.
I do not eat greens, and people always say, "What type of black person are you that you don't eat greens?" No, because we had a show we were talking about people's preferences as far as dating or whatever. And I'm like, just like I don't eat greens. I don't know how I got to that part, but I remember saying that. Okay, what else?
Okay, that is like something you should be ashamed of.
No,
but
I get offended because I'll have somebody that you ain't had greens cooked right. I'm like, what you trying to say? My mother couldn't cook. My mother was a great cook. I just don't like greens.
Probably. Not playing.
She talking about my mama. No, but I love cabbage. I learned to like kale because of health reasons. I can't eat greens. And I don't know if I ever said this. I don't eat dark meat chicken. Don't eat thighs or legs. Nope.
So no chicken and no greens.
No dark meat chicken.
And a lot of people cook their greens in their cabbage, so.
Yeah. I've had that. And I was able to get some of it down. And after a while, it's like the green taste took over. And I'm like, okay, I can't finish
I don't know what's wrong with you.
My mother would make a big pot of greens for the family and me a little pot of cabbage on the side just for me. Wow. A loving mama. Well, it ain't like I didn't try. I can't eat cooked spinach. I can eat raw spinach on a Subway sandwich or in a salad, but
can't eat it cooked.
Nope. No greens.
What kind of trauma did you have, Robin? Sitting down.
I could tell you
the trauma.
I could tell you the chicken trauma.
Very strange, Mark. Mine's very strange.
No, the greens thing. I just never liked them. Just never ever liked them.
So what's up with the chicken?
The chicken. Okay, my sister could not cook, and she got in a home ec at Kennedy, and all of a sudden she's Julia Childs. She convinced my mother to let her cook dinner this one day, and she's like, I'm gonna make this chicken better than Kenny King's. For those of you not from this area, Kenny King's was our version of KFC. And so my sister, and I was a little fat kid, I tell people that all the time. My sister made it, and it really did. It looked golden brown. It looked absolutely delicious. And I grabbed a thigh. It wasn't dinner time yet. I was dead wrong. That's probably why I'm suffering from this now. I grabbed a thigh and bit into it, and it was just raw on the inside. And I think it's like, I cannot eat dark meat. Nope.
Wow.
All them veins again. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you just,
okay.
What did you fry? Yeah. Sorry, y'all.
Well, on that note, I'm going to take us out with some Donnie Lene. She's Cleveland's own Donnie Lene.
Okay, I like her.
Yeah.
And like I always say, develop your hunger for knowledge and feed it. Pick up a book and read it. Set a goal and see it through. Always, always believe in you. Peace and love, fam, and go Cavs.
And vote.
Vote. Give alcohol.
All you have to do is take this moment, creating me a new life within. Never have to second guess this feeling. Take your time and let 'em in. People just wanna real, but I know, I know the truth. And it starts with you. Way down, way down inside, way down inside, way down, way down, way down, way down deep inside, hey, way down inside, way down inside, way down, way down. Negative feelings, moments of insecurity, kill the real thing growing inside of me. It's the dream manifesting, incubating blessings. No more stressing, no more stressing. People just wanna be happy, but they don't know how to break through. They don't know how to break through. They can't help the way they feel. I know the truth. And it starts with you. Way down inside, way down inside, deep down in your soul. Way down, way down. You gotta let it go. Way down inside, way down inside, way down, way down inside, way down, way down. Look yourself in the mirror. Way down inside, way down inside, way down inside, way down, way down. You can do it if you try. Way down inside, way down. You can do it if you like. Way down. Don't stop. Don't stop living. All your oil. Keep on going all the way. Don't you worry.